Right now, somewhere in a government laboratory, a group of scientists is quietly debating something that has never happened in the entire history of civilization. Not add one, delete one. Because for the first time ever, the Earth itself is spinning too fast for our clocks to keep up with it. And that's not even the strangest thing humans have done to time, not close. We treat time like it's the one constant, the one thing nobody can touch. 60 seconds, 60 minutes, 24 hours, carved into the universe since the beginning. Except none of that is natural. It's a decision. And throughout history, the people in power have rewritten that decision, sometimes by accident, sometimes on purpose, and sometimes to control the population. In 1793, in the middle of the French Revolution, the new government looked at the clock on the wall and decided it too belonged to the old regime. So, on November 24th, 1793, France legally abolished the 24-hour day. In its place, 10 hours a day, 100 minutes an hour, 100 seconds a minute, which meant, under French law, 5 o'clock was now the middle of the day. Clockmakers scrambled to build watches with two faces, just so people could survive both systems at once, the old world and the new one, ticking side by side on the same wrist. It lasted 17 months. On April 7th, 1795, it was quietly suspended. Not because the math was wrong, but because nobody, from bakers to soldiers to mothers with children, could actually live inside a day that didn't match the sun, their stomachs, or their neighbors. A decade later, Napoleon crowned himself emperor, made peace with the Vatican, and threw the entire experiment out, restoring the old calendar almost as an afterthought, a political favor to the church. An entire nation's relationship with time, rewritten and then erased again, in the space of about 10 years. And France wasn't the only government that tried it. Fast forward more than a century, different country, same instinct. On September 29th, 1929, the Soviet Union had its last ordinary Sunday for the next 11 years. Stalin's government introduced something called the the continuous working week, 5-day cycles, no universal day off. Instead, workers were split into 5 color-coded groups, each with their day of rest staggered, so the factories never had to stop running. On paper, it sounds almost generous. Every worker got a day off every 5 days, more rest than a standard 6-day week. But there was a catch nobody had accounted for. Husbands and wives were often assigned different color groups, different days off. Families stopped seeing each other. Friends lost their shared free time. The government had, without meaning to, engineered loneliness into the national calendar. Sometimes the rewrite wasn't about ideology at all. Sometimes it was just about survival. Before the alarm clock was reliable or affordable, working-class Britain paid actual human beings to wake it up. They were called knocker-ups. Some used a heavy stick on the front door. Some used a long pole to reach the upper floors. At least one of them used a pea shooter. This wasn't ancient history. This job survived into the early 1970s, meaning there are people alive today who were woken up as children by a stranger shooting peas at their bedroom window instead of a phone alarm. And it's the reason the phrase knocked up originally had nothing to do with pregnancy at all. It meant exactly what it sounds like, getting knocked up out of bed. Even in the internet age, someone tried it again. In 1998, the Swiss watchmaker Swatch attempted to abolish time zones entirely. Their system split the day into 1,000 beats, each one lasting 86.4 seconds, so that, in theory, anyone online anywhere in the world could meet at the same internet time, no conversion required. It was elegant, it was logical, and almost nobody used it, which brings us back to right now. To the reason scientists are talking about deleting a second from existence. Since 1972, the world has occasionally added a leap second to keep our atomic clocks in sync with the Earth's actual rotation, because the planet doesn't spin at a perfectly fixed rate. For decades, the Earth was slowing down, so we kept adding time. But sometime around 2016, something changed. The Earth started spinning faster. Nobody fully knows why. Theories point to shifting mass in the planet's molten core. And here's the strange twist. Melting polar ice, by redistributing the planet's mass, has actually been slowing that speed up down, buying us time, literally. Without it, scientists say we'd already need to subtract a second. Now, instead, the current estimate is 2029. The first negative leap second in human history, a clock going straight from 11:59:58 to midnight, skipping a second that was supposed to exist.